Hi Avani, I understand that you have many years of teaching experience. Would you like to share some of the interesting, memorable incidents that you might have had?
Okay, I have two in mind right now. One was about a pupil who was doing badly in class, and I was trying to find ways to help him. Then I found out from him that he actually needed a pair of glasses which he couldn't afford. When I went down to the principal's office, I found his lost and found specs, which were about to be thrown away, and asked permission from the principal to use one of those lost spectacles and get the lenses changed so that the boy can buy the cheaper price. So I asked him to choose one, and he chose one. When he went to the optician shop, he found out that the lenses were the correct ones that he actually needed. And with that and another friend's help, this boy actually improved in his work and really did well at the end of the year. And that has remained in my mind for a long time. The other incident is when I was teaching a class of really noisy, active pupils. And I had to take them once around the school when I was teaching about habitats. As usual, they were making a lot of noise. And to my horror, I saw a cobra slither away. And that's when I realized it was the noise the boys had made that made the cobra slither away. And for once, I was really thankful that I had really noisy boys. So these two incidences.
So what were some of these difficulties that you encountered along the way through all these years of teaching?
Okay, the first school I was posted to was a Chinese school. At that time, I didn't know Chinese. And my pupils, some of them came from backgrounds where they hardly had any dealings with anyone who's non-Chinese. So they will come up to me and speak to me in fluent Mandarin and ask to be excused to go to the toilet. And I didn't know what it meant. So very quickly I had to learn what were the most important words to help them. What happened at the end of the year was the boys who really didn't have any background in English were speaking like me. They had very good English and they were speaking well, but those who had some background in English were still speaking in the same manner that they were. So I really found out that although it happened to be a problem in the beginning, because they had to use English with me and not me teaching them Mandarin all the time, they actually picked up faster. And that was one of the most satisfying things that I learned about language teaching. The other problems that I came across very often is when pupils had problems at home. When there's difficulties at home, pupils find it very difficult to study. And most of the times when I was able to spend time with the child and reassure the child that somebody cares and be with them, help them through the difficult times, it helped them not to fail, or at least maintain their grades. Because when they are emotionally troubled, people tend to be very badly. Most people. So I found that speaking to their parents or even individually themselves, especially to themselves, it really helps.
On your part, what do you do to overcome all these challenges?
Firstly, I knew that I cannot handle it by myself. I sought help from peers who are willing to listen, and from teachers who are older, even the principal, as in the case of the spectacles. So when I approached these people and went to them for help, most of the time I realized that while I was speaking to them, most of the solutions came as well, either from them or just came up. And I realized that I cannot try solving all the problems that I have with my pupils and in school, even how to improve to the next grade for my people, all by myself. Because you can get a lot from all the others, the experiences of the other teachers. Just talking to them, sometimes the solution will just click in your mind and you'll just be able to do what needs to be done.
So what were some of the MOE initiatives that you found that were helpful for you in your course of teaching?
Because I came from teaching in a Chinese school at first, when they had the READ program in those days, it was a very good program that really helped the pupils who had very little English, no English at all in their background. I'm glad that the same initiative came as a Stellar package, Stellar program now, to help similar pupils to improve in their English faster.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what about initiatives like the Teach Less Learn More? Was it helpful for you?
Yes, it was helpful because we are teaching children now who are very different. We cannot be the teachers. Many times we have to be facilitators because they are picking up things on their own very fast. And to do that, you must be willing to learn faster than them and be willing to help them use their own knowledge and build on it. So teaching less, learning more means I teach less, but I find out more from my pupils what they already know. And from there, I build on and help them to build on and extend their learning.
Okay. So, were there any challenges that you had to deal with the all these new MOE initiatives that came up?
There's only one that I was particularly not happy with. That was the 100 hours of training. At first, I was super happy because I was always looking forward to training and trying to improve on my teaching. But when the 100 hours came along, it became like something that was imposed upon us that we have to do the training, whether we liked it or not. We had to do training and more training. And that became burdensome because it took time off from preparation, time off from reflection of what we are doing, and to actually implement what we have learned. So that particular thing I did not like very much. Although I appreciate training very much, I would like to see when I'm trained in something, I like to implement and see how effective it is.
Sure. So after having so much experience in teaching, what have you gained from all these years?
I know that if I had another life, I still want to be a teacher because I find it is very meaningful because you touch lives. Although it sounds like a cliche, one life at a time, you can touch many lives at a time as well. But the most important thing, along the journey of learning, you have a special input for this child. And that is very meaningful because you never know what we have done for that child will be the most important thing that he needed at that point.
Alright. So do you have any advice for the beginning teachers out there?
Always seek help from teachers who have experience, but always seek help from people who don't complain all the time. And try to stay around with positive teachers who are willing to learn in spite of difficulties. And when you do have a difficulty, speak to someone whom you can trust, get it over with, and then move on. Rather than go to people who will add oil to your grievances and make it worse. The joy of teaching comes because you are able to give to your pupils joyfully first, and then the joy is returned back to you. But if you are a very grouchy teacher, it's very hard to teach children.
What about with regards to the passion? What do you think?
The passion, the only way you can keep the passion burning is when you want to upgrade yourself to find out how you can help them better. Always know that what you have is only that much, but there's always something more you can learn. And you will be surprised that while you're teaching them and learning for them, you are learning for yourself as well. And that keeps you going as a teacher.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Thanks. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.